Welcome back to another video with Mufaro, and in this video I'm going to talk about how to conduct competitive research when starting your home care business. Competitive research is slightly different from market research. I know if you are already in the process of starting a business, you understand the need for market research. Especially if you've started a business in the past, you're really good at conducting market research. But competitor research is really digging a little deeper, going a little more narrow with your research. And there are 5 things you need to focus on when you're conducting your competitor research. So let me start with the first one. Number 1 at the top of the list is identifying the most profitable niches in the home care business. And I've already done a video about that, and I will be sure to link that video somewhere in the description of this video, or maybe wait until the end and that video will be recommended to you. So there's several profitable niches that I've covered, but it's really important to figure out the most profitable niches, at least the top 5, so you can kind of figure out which one of those niches you want to go for and start your business and operate your business to serve those customers that are within that niche. For example, if you're looking to service clients that have Alzheimer's or dementia, then it's important for you to figure out what the other competitors within that niche are currently doing in terms of positioning themselves, where they are, and how they're overall conducting their business. And it's also important, as number 2, to understand how these competitors are marketing themselves. So let's say you choose to go for the Alzheimer's and dementia category as an agency. What's important for you to do is to figure out what are some of these agencies, how are they marketing exactly? 9 times out of 10, they have 3 channels that they're going to market. The first channel they're using to market themselves is most likely through third parties, like a website called care.com. This is where they go to list their agency details in there, and they hope that the traffic that is coming to that website is going to turn into a customer eventually. The downside to that is that you're competing on a platform that is owned by somebody else. So every time you have to list your information on a third-party platform, you lose control over the data or the customer acquisition process that comes with that. And number 2 is they rely on Google advertising. This is when they just go to Google advertising and they sign up for an account. It's free. You can do the same thing. And what they do is they just buy keyword phrases of people that are looking for agencies that focus on dementia patients or Alzheimer's patients. And that's the second way that they do their marketing. The third way that they do their marketing is through another third party, like a referral agency or referral person. That could be a clinic, hospital, or some kind of care facility that refers patients over to them. So let's say, for example, the primary care physician that handles patients that have Alzheimer's, they could have a program where that doctor would refer patients to that agency after they've seen that patient. That's really usually quite difficult to rely on because you don't have much control over what somebody's going to do and how somebody's going to refer your agency to a potential patient. So that's not exactly reliable. So identify the channels that your competitors are using to market. And what you might find is that a few of them are probably using the flyers. They're printing out flyers and passing out flyers, but that's obviously not the most efficient way. So in 2023, you want to focus mostly on online marketing, and that's going to give you the best results as far as I'm concerned. And typically that's going to give you the best results when you're marketing. The third way to conduct your competitor research is to figure out how these competitors are selling to potential patients. So what does their sales process look like? If you've never started a business before, you wouldn't really understand what I'm talking about. But let me explain. Most agencies I've discovered really suck at sales and prospecting. For example, if I do a search for an agency, right, and I'm looking for an agency that deals with Alzheimer's patients, I'll go to google.com, search for the agency, and the agency is going to show up in my search. And I'm going to click on the ad that I see. And then once I click on the ad that I see, I'm going to be taken to the website. And when I call the agency on their website, it's very difficult to get to a sales rep. And that process is usually very wonky and it's not well defined. And you might discover that if you fix just that sales process that a lot of agencies are really failing at, you will have a competitive advantage over them when it comes to acquiring these clients. Because the bigger agencies that have all the money, that are spending the big bucks on platforms like Google to advertise themselves, these guys don't really have a really good sales process. So it's important for you to research how they're doing that exactly. And the easiest way to do that is to just contact them. Contact them and pretend like you're a patient with their agency and see how they sell you. See how they pick up the phone. See how they try and close you on the phone. See what the next steps are, what all the steps that they take to walk you through the sales cycle in order for you to become a patient. So the only way you can research that is by contacting them, is what I'm trying to say. So I definitely encourage you to do that. Number 4 is you need to understand, what does the offer of your competitor look like? Now, again, this is pretty easy and straightforward to figure out. So within your area that you want to operate your agency, go to google.com and search for keyword phrases, home healthcare agency near me, or whatever niche you've decided to pick. So let's go back to the example of the Alzheimer's patients niche. So search for all the agencies within a 20-mile radius or even a 50-mile radius. Have a piece of paper and a pen and just start writing down all the names of the agencies that you've done the research on. So let's say you come up with a list of 10 agencies. Contact all 10 agencies and figure out what their offer is. As you're pretending to be a potential patient, figure out what their offer is to the marketplace, and then figure out what the pricing looks like. So you might discover there could be a range. One agency could be charging you $5,000. The other agency could be charging you $7,000. And then just come up with the average of the range. So if you contact, let's say out of 10, you get on the phone with just 5, you'll get a good idea of what the going price is for the services you want to offer. So I encourage you to do that so you can have a good idea of how much you should be charging once you get into business. And also to figure out how competitive your prices need to be once you start operating your business as well. Lastly, number 5 is you need to conduct research on these agencies, or you need to conduct research on their Google reviews. The majority of your competitors are going to have Google reviews or some kind of reviews online somewhere. Go to their reviews and read all their reviews and identify a trend. What you might discover as you're reading the reviews of each and every agency is you'll pick up a pattern of some of the things that your competitors are not focusing on that you could focus on, so that when you get into business, you will know that, hey, competitor X is not exactly providing 24-hour service that a lot of the market is asking for. So if you come into the market offering 24-hour care, then you can acquire all these clients that are looking for 24-hour care. Just an example. Or you could discover that the caregivers at competitor agencies are not happy. They don't smile. They don't have a good attitude. So when you get into business, what you need to do is you need to find caregivers that are happy, that have a good attitude, and that's going to separate you from the competition already. And that way, when you get into business, you can dominate your market within a 50-mile radius. Again, quick recap, make sure to research your competitor, what their pricing is, what their offer is, their Google reviews, and how they market their agency. I hope you got some value from this video. And if you're interested in growing your agency and you're in business already, I encourage you to do Google advertising as your main source of marketing, because relying on referrals, like I said, is not the best, because referrals are very flaky. One day somebody could wake up in a bad mood and decide not to refer your agency. Then what do? You need a consistent, reliable, and predictable method of getting and acquiring these clients and leads coming in, and you can close them on the phone. And Google advertising can allow for you to do that. If you're interested in learning how to do that, you got two options. You can go to YouTube and consume a lot of information on how Google advertising works. Or you can check out our course that we've created, link in the description of this video. And this course will teach you how to set up your own Google advertising with keywords relevant to the home care business, and will also teach you how to do sales as well. So if you're interested, check it out. Link in the description. I've also added a link for you to schedule a call to talk to me if you have any questions. And if you schedule a call, I'll give you $150 off the price of the course. Again, I hope you got some value from this video, and I'll see you in the next one.